Chickity check.
You can tell you guys are very close.
Yeah.
We spend...
Every waking moment together. I'm just kidding. We don't. I butt fuck him sometimes.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, this is a sex podcast.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you can talk about that.
Don't worry
We
about
can.
your mother or whoever you were worried about.
Oh, wait, are we recording? We're not recording. We've been recording this whole time? Oh, my God. Well, that's a great intro into what this is going to be about.
Are the cameras going?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We're live.
Oh,
We're live.
Hi,
Everything's
everyone.
live? Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. This is so organic and real and
Yeah,
raw.
that's the way we do it. We just like to go in raw.
Disoriented.
It's just the best way to go in.
Just like the sex I had last night with my now ex-girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
I got to hear about this one.
No, just kidding. We're still together.
He jokes about that a lot, about them breaking up and
Yeah.
It's good. It's good luck, really, if you keep doing that.
I want it to be real. I don't like her anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about having her move in to save money on rent.
That's a good reason for doing these things.
Yeah. But anyways, on the podcast that we didn't know we were recording,
Yeah.
KarenLee and Cam. Do you guys share the same name? Last name?
Poter. Poter. Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Poter.
Yeah.
I thought it was
KarenLee and Cam. Got it.
Poter.
Poter.
Yeah. No two T's.
Like
Potter.
pooter.
Like Pooter.
Like the word pooter.
That was a nickname
boy.
growing up.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was not a favorable one. I didn't love that. Because it means vagina.
Pooter?
Yeah.
No, it means butthole.
It does?
Oh, yeah. Pooter means like...
That makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah. Because
what-
it's like the pooter, the thing that exudes
Oh,
poop.
pooter.
Yeah,
Wow.
poot. Because you don't fart out of your vagina. Am I right? I'm
No,
sorry. Use your sexual expertise
I
to...
have to be honest. There is something called queefing, I believe, which is farting out of your vagina.
We all
But
know
isn't
what
that-
queefing is, Mom.
He asked, and I
Queefing?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. It's on South Park, I think.
I thought queefing was just when air left your vagina, little.
Essentially, it's a fart out of your vagina,
Right.
But
that
a fart is
produced?
gas, though. A fart is gas,
and this is air.
and that's I'm pretty sure.
It's like dick air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
It's like
boy.
when you bang a
I
girl.
feel like you guys have more class sexually than this.
We are starting out with a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could start out by defining what queef is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it's dick air. I think we got
Dick air.
Yeah.
Queefing is dick air.
Yeah.
Huh.
a queef is when you make love to a woman, then you're done, and you pull out, and then a little bit comes out.
Yeah.
And it sounds just like a fart, an airy fart.
Residual
Yeah.
air.
Right?
Does this have to do with size?
I don't know. Well, for me, I have a micro penis. It's mostly air in there. But anyway, I want to get right into my question here. Or just a comment. It's that you are mother and son, and you talk about sex with each other.
Don't
Yeah.
all
And you have a
mothers and
podcast.
sons- Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone?
No.
No, not at all.
Do you guys talk about sex with your parents?
No, I do not.
I do sometimes, but it's very whenever I mention sex, it's always just and we, and then, you know what I mean? That's that I always mention sex as and then we keep going on with the conversation.
Yeah.
But never I don't know what you guys talk about. What do you guys, because you guys have a whole podcast about it.
Yeah, queefing is on the table.
Yeah. Pretty much everything is on the table at this point. At first there were certain no, we're not going to talk about squirting, and then next thing you know, we're talking about squirting, anal sex, you name it. We've talked about it.
Nice.
Moving on.
I'm assuming this is a dynamic you had before the podcast. Were you just very open with each other?
We were pretty open, but the podcast definitely, it's been 3 years of just nonstop sex talks.
Right.
So we've had to really push the boundaries.
Wow.
And it's gotten to a place that's not comfortable.
It's a little awkward, but we love that.
That's perfect for our podcast, too.
Yeah.
We like it awkward.
Yeah. So what's your guys' favorite position? I'll go first, Missioner.
Well, just to be clear, because apparently there's a lot of miscommunication out there on our Instagram page. We don't have sex with each other. I just wanted to clarify that.
Really?
Very happy that you clarified that.
Yeah,
Rob.
otherwise people get the wrong opinion when you ask about sex positions. It was
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't asking your guys' collectively your favorite. I was asking individually when we have sex with our partners, because, what's your favorite position, Rye? You start.
What can be done with that micro penis?
Not much. Although, I'll be honest, I think Doggy style.
Doggy style.
My fave.
Yeah.
A lot of friction. And
I just wish that this is a video, right? Because
Yeah,
that was a face.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe.
It was a friction face.
It was a friction micro penis face.
my girlfriend's very ugly, so it's better if I don't see her.
Oh my God.
Christ.
Just kidding, but I do. Yeah. Doggy style. Nothing crazy. I've tried out weird positions, but it's always like, this isn't functional.
Yeah.
The reverse cowgirl. Does anyone do that?
Not me.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Kind of hurts.
Yeah, I've tried it. It's very frightening. Yeah.
Why is it frightening?
You don't know what's about to happen.
Because your dick is going to snap.
it could
You
break.
get snap
Yeah.
off.
And I've heard about people having a broken dick.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Isn't the dick a
It
muscle?
is a thing.
Is a dick a muscle?
Is a dick a muscle?
Yeah.
I think it is some sort of a muscle or organ. I think it's an organ.
There's some muscle going on in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some blood.
There's definitely blood, but you can control it. So there's got to be some muscle tissue, I think.
So can
Yeah.
you make it like huge, like a bicep if you just train it? If you train your cock like at a gym, lifting it with weights, can you actually, because that's what muscles do. If you break down a muscle and you shred the tendons, then it rebuilds if you eat. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that.
You know, if you look at the porn sites next to the
Right.
videos, you see these like ads for like, this will make your dick grow bigger ads, you know. I think that's a bunch of bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
So do I. So
You
do I.
did-
yeah.
I've tried it. And
You bought those?
still micro. But when did you think to do this podcast? Because you've had a YouTube sex
Yes.
expert page for a while.
Okay. So where do we begin, Cam?
So what was your pitch? You're like, hey, son, let's talk about fucking.
No. That's not how it went down. You want to start?
Yeah, so growing up, we were very close. My friends would come over. She'd be like the cool mom. So like my friends would come over and be like, yo, what is this? What is this sex thing? And
Wait, when did they come over and say, what is this sex thing?
What is this sex
I don't
thing?
remember that at
essentially
all.
was what they'd be saying. Yeah,
That was behind my back, apparently.
to you. No, you.
What is this sex thing?
Okay, you talk about threesomes and all
We
sorts
did?
of. What's
No, we just talked about.
You shamed one of my friends for not having a threesome at
And
one
you guys,
point.
would you agree with this? He comes over. He's a virgin. He said he was a virgin. He
This
was
is in high school.
No, this was in college.
college.
He was in a
College.
fraternity house, and he was gonna go and lose his virginity with one girl, and all of a sudden this other girl comes into the picture, and so there's two of them that are gonna. He's going to lose his virginity.
Oh, wow.
In a threesome type of thing, and
Nice.
he got all nervous and didn't do it. So of course I'm going to shame him. Because you got to shame someone who. How could you miss out on that opportunity?
That's a huge thing for a virgin to get into. You have to wrap. If you're a virgin, you're wrapping your head around like, oh my God, what is this going to feel like with one woman?
Yeah.
But you
Right.
want him to. Yeah, it's like Davy versus two Goliaths.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
But
So my mother's shaming this kid
in
who's
the
my best friend.
In the long term, he can go back and always share that story. Nobody will top him on a story of losing
True.
virginity.
Yeah.
I love that Oliver's nodding.
Well, wait, Oliver, what would you do? I'm going to hold the mic to your mouth.
Jeez. All right. I hope my mom isn't listening. I would have gone for it.
You would have gone.
I would have gone for it. Yeah.
He's got that adventuresome spirit.
I would have.
Oliver, have you ever had a threesome?
I have not.
You haven't.
I have not.
Same. Neither have I.
Right.
And I think it's
Then
all.
how can you shame your son if you've never done it?
I
That
didn't
does-
shame my son. I shamed his friend.
Oh, I thought it was you.
Oh, I thought it was
no.
you.
No, I would totally shame him too, though.
But wait, you've never done it though.
No,
You never had a threesome.
Never. And it's just,
But you're just like, it's almost like you're projecting like what you want to happen
Yes.
on that kid.
Yes,
It's like, I'm just fuck them both.
yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Because of the story, not even
Yeah.
if it would be enjoyable or not.
Yeah,
Just
right.
the story alone. You're like, how many times have you told your virginity story? I mean, I've told it 100 times.
Yeah.
I told mine on your podcast.
Yeah.
Which I thought mine was pretty cool. I got my first blowjob, intercourse. One of my friends saw it.
Yeah, you had a checklist.
It was in the woods.
At a farm.
Then I went to the woods.
the woods.
Then I thought I was having anal sex. In retrospect, I was not in her butt.
Where was it?
It's back in her vag.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Then I had a lot of shame. I showered myself like the scene in Ace Ventura when he finds out he had sex with the dude.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had sex with a hot girl, and I gave myself an Ace Ventura shower.
Oh boy.
I felt so terrible about it. Wait, what was? Fuck, I had a question in mind. Oh yeah, I've never had a threesome. Oh yeah, quick story. I was dating a girl And on the second date, she started going around at a bar trying to get a girl to have a threesome with us. And I was excited, but also scared and also embarrassed because she was drunk. She'd go to a girl, then I'd see her pointing at me. And I was like, "Hi." And I'm not like a super duper hot guy, so I'm sure girls were like, "Oh, him?" I was like, "Oh, he's cute." But never happened, and I think it might be over for me unless Jenny breaks up with me, then I can have a threesome.
Well, how do you know that Jenny is not going to like one day come to you and say, you know what, let's try this?
Maybe it could happen on a wild night, but
A tequila night.
tequila night, yeah. Let's all hang out,
Get blasted. Let's all get blasted.
It'd be fun.
and
then
bang each
blast
other.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Bang each other. I don't know about bang each other is probably not going to happen.
All right.
But no.
Yeah, all right.
All right, where were we? Okay, so how did we start the show? So
Yeah.
go on, Cam. You were.
So she's the cool mom in our neighborhood.
Are we talking like cool mom as in like, hey, 15-year-olds, here's some alcohol?
No, not. Oh, maybe.
JK.
No. Before they went to college, everyone had to get drunk. But no, before then, no.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had an open dialogue about sex, but not like crazy open dialogue, just like this is what happens. And then when I was 17, brace yourself, very sad, my dad was murdered.
Oh.
Which is her husband.
Oh my God.
And that kind of flipped our worlds upside down.
Yeah.
And we grew much closer after that because we had to.
Yeah.
know? And then eventually you started dating again. You want to take it from here?
Okay, so I started dating again, which was awesome. After it's like I want to feel alive again, but I didn't want to like go right back into a relationship. So I started dating mostly younger guys.
How young?
Young. Not of legal age, I might add.
Okay.
Right.
Legally young.
I think I had like a rule: double your youngest kid's age plus one or something. I don't remember what the rule was. Whatever it was like.
What was the youngest you banged?
Oh, you are like every guy on my YouTube channel. That's
sorry.
the most common question.
Well, it's a very
It's
interesting
hard
question.
to say that. Okay, when I was like 19, I banged a 21-year-old. You know what I mean?
No, but you're fucking up. I'm asking if you fucked down.
Yeah.
How much? When did I fuck? I think I would say mid 20s.
Oh, then you're fine.
No,
That's
nothing
fine.
under like 21. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, so
This is very close in age to me at this point.
no, you were not. What are you
Wait, how old are
talking
you
about?
now?
I'm 29 now.
You were at that point. You were like 17.
All right, so still pretty
Not
close.
close.
Okay, wait. So we're getting sidetracked. But you were so you were on the scene. You were getting blasted. It was sweet. And then what happened?
Oh, okay. So anyway, I looked online to find someone like me who, is dating again, who's, not like a lot of these women are like, oh my God, I'm just going to, wear black and hide under the couch for the rest of my life. And I wanted someone I could relate to. And I looked online. I see these 21-year-old wing girls and all that. And I see pickup artists that, with the peacocking and the nagging. I'm like, I can't relate to anybody. I'm going to start a YouTube channel myself about finding love again. So I'm looking to reinvent yourself after death or divorce. And I'm, putting out these videos and they're getting like, 300 likes, which is not a lot after like a year. And then I put out a video where I talked about penis size. Millions of likes.
Really?
Then I started interviewing porn stars and, becoming really very comfortable talking about sex with all different porn stars and sexologists. And I eventually wrote a book called A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There. So, and he takes my book and uses it as stand-up comedy.
Oh, really?
I thought it was hilarious that she was making videos about penis size and how Cougar's tips on oral sex.
They were
Disturbing.
They were helpful to you.
Hilarious.
You said that you looked online and you were
No,
looking.
I was not looking for your videos, but I was looking for some oral sex tips, and her fucking videos came up.
Yeah.
This is not who I want to
Yeah.
be learning oral sex tips from. So I started talking about that in my stand-up, and it was well received. People were like, "Is this real?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not making this shit up."
Yeah.
And so we decided to make a video together, which then became our podcast.
Nice.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that's the whole trajectory of it.
What was it about the dick size video that got so many hits? These guys were like, so I don't have a tiny penis? Or,
Yeah.
or it's okay to have a tiny penis? Or,
Maybe it was the comfort of how old were you at the time?
40s.
Your 40s?
Yeah.
It's probably the comfort of like somebody like you with your presence going like, it's okay if you have a small dick.
Yeah.
If that's what you
That's
said.
probably what it was.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what, size, and I truly believe this, size does not matter unless it is like legitimate, like way too big or way too small. Like
mine.
Like yours. like
There's no hope for you.
But even that, because I'm friends with Nina Hartley, who is one of the most famous porn stars and sex educators.
Oh, yeah.
And she,
no.
You heard of her?
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
Big fan. Okay. So anyway, she even said, like, if I can get a girl off with one finger, you know, it doesn't really matter what size penis you have. So the truth of the matter is, even though men are so obsessed with their dick size, I mean, it's like I've interviewed guys about it. I've interviewed women about it. I've interviewed so many people about this. It's like, it's such a huge topic.
Oh, yeah.
We get a lot of people writing into our show being like, my dick is too big and it's causing issues in our relationship.
It hurts.
This is a big issue that no one talks about.
But too big.
Too big dick.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the small. I mean, but it's, and the average guy is like still wanting to send me dick pics. Can you evaluate? Am I too big?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to see it either.
Wake up in the morning, I see that. So I immediately either show my boyfriend and he's like, I don't want to see that shit. Or I show Cam.
Nice.
I love it.
Son, I got more dick pics.
What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
So Brandon and I have talked about dick size on the podcast before with
have.
Marlon.
Oh, yeah.
And then it got me curious. I looked up the average dick size, and it says like 5.1 inches.
Oh, yeah.
5 to 6.
Erect or flaccid?
Erect.
Oh, erect. I was like
Listen to
flaccid.
Mr. Big Boy here.
Yeah, right.
Erect or flaccid?
And I thought it would be bigger. I always thought it was like 6.5.
Yeah.
But apparently it's like 5?
Yeah.
Between 5 and 6.
Between 5 and
That's
6.
average.
Average.
Yeah. So you have a small dick.
Yeah. Bordering on micro.
I think most guys think if they're like under 7 inches that they have a small dick.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because
Porn.
you're watching too much porn.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, watching too much. I think you see one video with a guy with a massive dick. You're like, oh, something's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's also the angle that they shoot the porn. It's not necessarily
Yeah,
that these
totally.
guys are so huge either.
Yeah.
There are guys that are. But
Cinematographers for porn that make them massive.
And I feel like if you, like I've had girls tell me, not about me, just like, well, I've asked girls about dicks. I was like, have you ever experienced a micropenis? She was like, yeah, I felt bad. And they've told me, like, I've also had guys with a huge dick. And I was like, I wish they told me, like, both sides.
wow.
Like,
yeah,
whether it's small
I've
or
had
big.
both sides, and I can tell you neither one is great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you just said it's okay if you have a small dick.
Not the little
tiny,
one,
tiny.
the little teeny weeny one. That's really like,
Yeah.
it's hard to overcome, but you can.
That sucks. I feel for guys who have a micro penis because
It can really affect your life.
yeah,
That's why wars start.
right?
Yeah. Like that's literally, My friend has one and
Really?
He started a war.
Wait,
yeah, Kim Jong-il.
your friend has a micro penis?
I think so. I've seen it and I'm pretty sure.
Fuck, what's his name?
Can't. Well, it's actually I don't want to blast him on this because
no.
it's well known that he does.
What? Really?
It's one of our friends, one of David's friends.
Oh shit! I'll ask
Yeah.
you afterwards.
Okay, ask me afterwards. Okay, yeah, but he does, and it's so weird because he's very like confident in that he has a micro penis because like from what he says he can still get girls off. So
Totally.
that's really all that matters.
It's
you know
exactly all that matters.
all it is. And every guy that like sends you a dick pic and like what's going on, they have never gotten a girl off. Probably is that the issue?
I'm going with something like that.
Yeah, that's got to be the
Yeah.
issue.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good attribute to have.
And I've asked my girlfriend, I was like, do girls care about dick size? And she said, really? We don't even really care.
Yeah.
Kind of like how guys don't care about like if girls aren't fully shaved. Every time I've
Yeah.
hooked up with a girl, it wasn't like planned. She's like, all right, just like I haven't shaved in a few days. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So girls don't really care if your dick is massive or not, I guess.
What's the equivalent for that for women?
Boobs,
Really?
maybe.
Is it though because dick is like part of the sexual like
Yeah.
for both people the function and like boobs are kind of more of like I'm not going to say an accessory, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if a guy has big muscles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of more of a aesthetic thing, but I get maybe I guess. That kind of, yeah.
I don't think there's
it's insecurity. It's more of an insecurity.
Yeah, I don't think there's an equivalent, actually. I don't even know why I said boobs, because I do know women who've been really insecure about that body part.
Sure.
And women can be really insecure about their vaginas.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Too big of a clit or something.
Or all kinds of shit coming, hanging off. And,
Well, roast beef.
Labia. Yeah.
Roast beef, yeah. Roast beef sandwich.
Roast beef curtains.
Roast beef curtains. Oh, yeah. Well, I never thought that was something a girl would be insecure about, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's vaginoplasty. I've talked to.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they perform that. And it's, again, from porn.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
From, it's
What do you think
ridiculous.
about how much porn there is now and how much people watch it now and how it's so like...
Well, I like I said, I'm friends with some porn stars.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a problem watching porn myself. I just think it's like life, everything in moderation. But for young guys starting out and they're watching porn all the time, they get used to, first of all, they get desensitized.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They start thinking that it's like, putting a baseball bat up someone's ass is a normal sex.
Yeah.
It's like, I always use the baseball.
Yeah, I don't know what porn you're watching.
Why? I don't think I've ever seen a baseball bat. Okay. Anyway, but the truth of the matter is, it's like, I went out with a guy. He's like, I don't want to get together with you because I'm going to leave the next morning. And I'm like, oh, come on, let's just get together. So we got together, and he's like, I'm really glad I did that because I was really thinking of just staying home and watching porn and whacking off. And
Whoa.
it's like, it's for lazy men,
Right.
Why
Yeah.
should I go out and, have to spend money on a girl, take her out, whatever. And
Yeah.
That's
then-
insane to me. And I've heard, I can't reference a certain study, but college and high school kids are having less sex than any other generation.
Oh,
and
interesting.
it could be because
I
of the
think.
porn.
I'm just
Yeah,
talking shit.
I think it might be because of porn. It also might be it's weird time sexually. There's a lot of sexual fear going around. That's probably causing a lot of haze. But I think that because I grew up with watching porn almost every day, and because I'm 24, and so I'm part of that. There's a great comedian called Mark Maron who uses the term porn brain. I grew up with that, and so when I finally lost my virginity, I was 21, and I was scared. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna bust so quick, bust. I'm gonna finish really quickly, or I'm gonna
You don't have
prematurely
to say
ejaculate.
finish instead of bust with me.
No, I know. Okay, I'm gonna blow my load really quickly.
I heard those terms before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that very quickly, and then I was like, and then I didn't because of because I was desensitized.
Nice, dude.
But it was only because I had seen it so often that it wasn't like this, whoa, it was just oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Well, so the biggest issues we find for guys is that when they're starting off, especially, they either come too quickly or faster than they wanted to, or they can't get it up and they can't ejaculate.
That sucks.
Oh.
Or, and a lot of the times with people that watch a ton of porn with porn brain, it's harder to get up and to stay hard.
Yeah.
That
makes
that's
sense.
a very common thing we
Yeah,
find.
that makes sense. But I actually think that, but porn and sex are so entirely different. It's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
What I mean, the real thing versus watching porn.
Yeah, but I think it's just you're practicing sex, kind of. So you're jerking off, and you're like, okay, how do I get this done as quickly as possible?
It's like, yeah.
Or
It's like
some
training
people
wheels.
some people want to make it last as long as possible. So it's like, yeah,
Right. I see a psychologist, not sex, but for a while I was single. And she was like, how often do you masturbate? I was like, once every other day. She was like, you should try to practice lasting long while you jerk off.
And you should record it and send it to me.
Yeah, right? And I was like, are we talking about this right now?
yeah,
Yeah.
But
we did this. I did a 21-day masturbation challenge.
were you masturbated for 21 days straight?
Is that a
Yes.
YouTube challenge? It's like the cinnamon challenge? 21-day masturbation challenge.
It's a
should
Tide
be a YouTube
Pod
challenge.
challenge.
Yeah. No, we had a sex educator on our show. She was like, oh, you're coming quicker than you want to. Do this 21-day masturbation challenge, which means every day you masturbate to the point, your edge.
Yeah.
The point
Yeah.
you're about to ejaculate.
No porn, by the way.
Oh,
Porn, yeah. You do this, and
Interesting.
you do it 3 times in a row. You hit the edge, and then you don't finish.
Wow.
Now,
Whoa.
I've since learned that you could finish and it's equally effective. But my 21-day masturbation challenge did not include finishing, which was miserable.
Yeah.
They were
They were dark blue.
He was
dark
blue.
He's praying
Yeah.
for a wet dream.
It was. It was fucking it was a nightmare.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And did you notice that helped you last longer in bed?
it raises your awareness of what's going on down there.
Okay.
So like the muscles are involved.
Yeah.
So you can kind of, but I got so excited when I eventually started having sex again that I was like, okay, all the training went off the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let me ask you, well, let me see, edging. Last one.
What other questions do you have there? Right?
I do have one that I'm very fascinated in. So the Cougar craze, that was like started when, like 5 years, 7 years. Remember when Cougar suddenly became like awesome?
I think it started with Demi Moore.
Okay.
I think so when it started, and then Cougar Town.
Oh yeah, Desperate Housewives.
I was actually shocked because I was single. I'm in my 40s, and it was crazy how many young guys walked up to me. I was like totally unprepared for this. I was like thinking, why would a young guy want to even talk to me? And meanwhile, they're like drooling over me like I'm some, forbidden fruit or something. I don't know, or a challenge. And I'm actually writing a book about this, the secrets of dating older women, because so many guys come on the channel and they're just obsessed with it, and it's the number one search, I think, except for this mother or son thing or whatever.
Oh, incest porn.
Yeah,
that shit's weird.
Yeah, incest porn is weird, but cougar MILF porn is a huge genre.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and Nina Hartley is, how old is she now? She's 50?
59.
She's 59. Yeah, and she's she's probably getting the most work. Because of it.
Well, I don't know. She offered to mentor Cam.
Yeah.
Wait,
she
what?
came on our show and was like, I can give you some lessons.
Really?
Yes.
Did you
wait.
accept?
Don't say it.
Wait, mentor.
What would you guys teach him about sex? She's the expert.
What would we what?
Nina is going to teach Cam about sex.
Meaning
all aspects of sex, making him like.
Well, no. At first, she was like, "We'll start with kissing. First, we'll have a lunch, and then we can decide what we're going to do, and then we'll start with kissing."
Wow. So she was like, I'll have sex with you.
So he would pan his audience during stand-up and ask them what they would do, if they would accept it or not.
Wait a second. Hold on. So Nina Hartley, really famous porn star who's been in the biz 30 years,
35.
is going to bang you. Is that the question?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
bro?
No.
Congratulations. Holy fuck.
There's some qualifiers here. There's, first of all, she slept with tons and tons of men.
So sure, but the
safety
porn
of it.
stars are extremely clean, though.
Okay, so
they have to be.
Maybe, right?
No, I thought they were.
Theoretically.
Okay, let's say theoretically if it's not proven.
There's some diseases that can easily transmit with a condom, whatever.
Sure.
All right, so that's one.
Yeah.
Two is that, she looks a little different in person than in the videos.
And she looks like me. We look like.
And this is three. That she looks like fucking my mom.
Oh, now I get you.
So there's complications here.
Yeah.
But eventually, so I would ask the audience this, and then they would respond similarly to you, where they're like, "You fucking dumbass, go for it."
I would still do it just for the story.
So then eventually I came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I just do it for the story.
Yeah.
So then I texted her, and we were setting up that lunch, and then she ghosted.
No.
She totally ghosted me.
How millennial of her.
But I'm pretty close friends with her.
Oh,
We get manicures, pedicures together. And
This is a weird thing.
Wait,
though.
but you're
my
gonna
mom is
hook-
friends with her. That's
You're
right.
gonna hook her up with your son?
That's weird.
It's a little strange, but I mean, considering what you guys do, it's not that weird.
It's
not
it's
that
still
weird.
strange. It's still weird.
She is an educator.
Sure.
I mean, literally,
Yeah.
I can't think of
She's
a better
like a
person
teacher.
to educate my son on sex than
Jesus
this
Christ.
woman.
It doesn't feel good
She
going
wrote a
into
book
that
called
sexual
Nina
experience.
Hartley's Guide to Total Sex. I mean, she knows more about sex than any human I've ever met. So, I mean, if he's going to get experience, that's the way to do it.
I don't want my sex life is like this is way too enmeshed with my mom's life.
Right.
She should not be this involved at all.
Yeah. So this was a while ago. And but I'm pretty sure she said to me one day, the offer still stands, Cam, if you're interested.
Cam,
And then
I don't want to go down this
Cam,
again.
just do it. Can I just say, you would be a fool if you didn't do that. A big fool. And that's all I'll say. If you want my advice.
How big a fool?
A massive fool. A colossal fool if you didn't do this. And I'm just saying that from the perspective of like
a super horny guy.
From not even that. Like from what your mom's saying about like it's just more, it's two things. It's the story, and it's like you're going to the fucking Dalai Lama of fucking to figure out about having sex, and maybe it'll be helpful. It's like going to a college course.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
So I waffle back and forth. I completely see where you're coming from, but then I also see like, yeah, but sex is like this intimate thing,
Do you guys? Can I ask you this question? Do you consider sex to be this very intimate, romantic thing, or do you consider it to be this like really primal, animalistic thing?
Oh,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know if I see those
because there's two different.
That's separate.
I guess it depends on the feelings for the person. I guess it depends on the person, right?
Well, everyone has their own viewpoints on this.
Sure,
it's not
yeah.
like that easy to answer.
Yeah.
What are your viewpoints?
It alters back and forth. Sometimes I'm just like, this is just like wild animals just fucking. Like literally, like it was so funny. There's one night, this was like 2 years ago. This one night I was just talking to this girl. We're having a really like intellectually stimulating conversation that lasted like an hour. And then I just go, you want to bang? And she's like, yeah. And then we start fucking, and it lasts a while. And then we stop, and then we go back to talking. And I laughed because I was like, we just were humans, and then we turned into animals for literally like however long. And then it just fucking. I thought it was so interesting how.
Why aren't you still with her?
Why aren't I still? Well, I mean, it was just like a fling thing. It wasn't anything. It was like this. It's this new culture of like dating apps and shit.
No,
this was like 2 years ago. So
I know.
like,
I mean, why didn't you like make it into more than that?
Because it was very. I guess it was because of. We both knew what we wanted, and it wasn't that. And we were attracted to each other, but we weren't romantically attracted to each other. And that was really all it was.
And you're both young. I'm assuming she's young.
Yeah, she was like my age.
So you still just want to fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird time to be alive. It's awesome at the same time, but it's also very strange.
Yeah, I think guys don't realize that girls are just as horny as guys.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit.
That's what they tell me. Or like when I ask girls about sex, they're like, yeah, I'm always horny.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Oh.
Yeah.
But I feel like
they're pigs, just like men.
I feel like girls are a different kind of horny where they can be literally like horny all day when guys are like horny 8 separate times a day.
Yeah.
Am I making this up?
I'm not the woman. You
Wait,
want to
what are
respond
you
on that?
talking about?
Like I've had friends who are girls who are like, I've been horny all day. And so like, oh really? It just lasts all day? Like, yeah, just generally horny today. When me, I'll be like, I've been thinking about sex for a half hour. Oh, I'm horny. Then I'll like do something else. Be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was horny earlier, but not anymore at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that for women, being horny is something they get to like enjoy, and for men, it's something they have to distract themselves from.
I feel like women.
You know what I mean? Like where like you're like, I'm always horny. I got to fucking do something. Maybe work on my car. I don't know. And then like, oh, okay, I've finished. Now I'm back to being horny.
I don't know.
Like like a disease.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe.
It comes in spurts for guys and girls. It's just kind of a general feeling of, ooh, I feel kind of gushy today.
Yeah.
Gushy.
I guess so.
Gushy.
know.
I love that word to describe it.
Gushy, horny, gushy.
One thing that I noticed after having girlfriends, this is gross. Or it's not gross. It's normal. But I feel like a lot of young guys don't understand how gushy girls are throughout the day. Like you see your girlfriend's underwear after a day, just like, Jesus, what did you blow your nose into this? Vaginas are gross, is what I'm saying. No, they're not gross, but a lot of gush coming out of that vat.
Yeah. A lot of
Comments.
You're saying a lot of leaking.
Yeah.
A lot of leaking. I understand.
Well, take it as a compliment.
Is this true or no?
That's for me.
Is this particular his girlfriend's?
I think it's just his girlfriend's. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I haven't examined people's underpants, Cam.
But you've examined a lot of dicks. So why don't you examine the underwear?
Excuse me, not a lot. It's a relative term.
Okay, so a good
Under Nina Hartley's amount, for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah. She's probably seen, like a mountain.
I don't know her.
Nina Hartley?
I know the name.
Very famous. She was in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
She was in Boogie Nights, and she played the wife of Little Bill, the guy who kills himself.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember that?
I got to watch that movie again.
Yeah.
All I remember is just Marky Mark's dick.
At the end. It's not real. It was prosthetic. A lot of people don't know that. It was prosthetic.
Did not know that.
wow.
Yeah. And he still has it. Part of at his house.
It's going to go up for an auction pretty soon.
Yeah.
Right.
$500,000.
So I wrote down some questions for you guys.
Oh, impressive.
Now, I don't know if you'll be able to answer, but here's a common thing in the internet age: cyber sex and like DMing nudes and stuff. I'll ask everybody: is that cheating? Like, if I have a girlfriend, if I consider it cheating if a girl sends me a nude and I respond like, ooh, yeah, I love it, send me more.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Is that cheating? I don't want my girlfriend doing that. Are dick
I would
pics
say
cheating?
that's their litmus test. If you don't want your girlfriend doing it, you probably shouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jenny, if you're listening to this, don't fucking stop with the vag pics.
The pussy pics.
But I feel like that's a common. Like I had a long-term girlfriend, and the whole Vine craze happened. I was getting like nudes all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I was like, wait, I can't respond. So I didn't. But it was a weird temptation. It was like, oh, I would recognize a name on Snapchat. I was like, oh, this girl's like a hot 25-year-old. It's like, don't open it.
Yeah.
That's when I'd block them. But what are your thoughts on the
It's a
internet
slippery
age?
slope. It really is. You can get caught up in, even like when I was married, I think you know this story.
Okay.
And I got friendly with the guy who was gay. And not like bi. I'm talking very binary to gay, okay?
Yeah.
But we were like messaging back and forth, emailing each other. I met him on a cruise ship, and he was a cruise director. So we started messaging back and forth. And I was telling him some seriously intimate stuff, because you can really get intimate on emails and stuff. And one day, my husband saw it, and he was like really hurt, because it was like an emotional affair, even though there was nothing sexual about it. So if you're doing like DMing and Facebook stalking and all these other things, I mean, obviously you're going to be saying and doing stuff that's way more intimate than you would do in person.
Right. True.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend and I have agreed to not press like on like hot people's photos. Or
That's just like a
or in,
discussion
like-
you guys had, like
Yeah.
no liking other hot people.
or just like telling stories of like her friend's boyfriend would often leave like heart eye emojis on like hot girls' pics, and that would bother her. So I was like, oh yeah, I think that bothered me too.
Yeah, it's a little strange. But you also, I mean, it's something that like your partner should just know not to do that. But at the same time, you kind of have to have enough confidence in yourself to know that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if, let's say worst case scenario is, the worst case from that would be they cheat on you, right? At that point, you're just like, all right, well, fuck them. Like, I deserve not to be with this person if they were to cheat on me anyways,
Right.
So it's like to get a little bit like flustered by that. I guess it's normal, but like at the same time, like, I don't know. You have to have a little more confidence to be like, they're with me. I told my brother that too, because he has these insecurities about his who he's with. He's like, I think she's like banging somebody else, even though she's not at all, and I know that, and like she shows no signs. I don't know why he thinks this way, but I have always told him, I'm like, well, but she's like with you now, like she's with you, so it doesn't matter who she slept with, who she's who she even like, maybe like a guy that she's talking to, not even romantically, just talking to. It's like she's with you, so like, and you're with her, so like, why does it?
Yeah.
You have to be confident in knowing that she's with you. And that and she has to be confident in knowing that you're with her. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is turning into more relationshipy and not fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I absolutely, we've talked about that a lot, and we agree wholeheartedly. It all comes from like people worried about other people cheating. Usually it's an insecurity.
Yeah.
So we've talked to like tons of people in alternative lifestyle relationships, meaning like poly, open, like all sorts of shit. And at this point, it's like every single relationship seems to be in having this like contract between you guys, being like, okay, it's not cool to do heart emojis on like someone else's pics.
Right.
But it can get all the way down to like, okay, you can hook up with this person, but no penetration, or
Right.
like it really can. The whole spectrum is possible, and through a relationship, it might completely change over time. Like you might be like totally monogamous right now, but down the line, you guys might be like, oh, I've been really bored in the sex life, so let's open this shit up
or do it on a special occasion.
Have that threesome.
Yeah.
Or do it behind her back.
Well, there's the breaking of the 4 agreements rule.
What's the 4 agreements?
Don Miguel Ruiz is the 4 agreements.
She
Go ahead.
loves this
Best
shit.
book ever. 4 agreements are, number 1, I'm getting Oliver's writing them down. Always be impeccable to your word.
Okay.
That's what you'd be breaking if you cheated. Number 2, don't assume anything. Number 3, don't take anything personal. And number 4, always do your best. You do those 4 agreements, you'll be set for life.
I think that don't take things personally might be related to what your brother was going through.
Yeah.
Was he getting upset about like her past relationships?
Yeah, he was like, before they were even dating, and I know so many guys that are like this, where they, for some dumb reason, they ask their girlfriends this question, and it's such a self-sabotaging question. It's like, why they ask the question, how many people have you been with? Yeah. And it's so self-sabotaging because it's like, well, if it's going to be a high number because she had a life before she met you, so she's probably had sex a lot. And even if she hasn't, like, you're still, I don't know, like, to me, it's just so, it's like the guy's trying to be upset by asking that question towards her. He wants to be upset towards her. So he asks, and yeah, it was that with my brother. He asked the question, and she said, this many.
137.
Yeah. and in my eyes, if somebody told me that I was with, I would be like, oh, that's dope. That means that like you're like a hot commodity.
That's
and how lucky I am.
That's exactly what I think.
Totally. It's
my
like,
boyfriend told me what his number was, which was very high, by the way.
Yeah.
But he was also single for a long time.
Yeah.
And a bartender at a strip club. So okay. Anyway, my point is that when he told me his number, I'm like, that means like all these women thought he was hot.
Yeah.
So and that's my boyfriend.
You can also think like, oh, a low number. This means no one wants to fuck this person.
Yeah.
And now I'm fucking this person.
Yeah. You found the diamond in the rough.
For an insecure guy, you're screwed either way by asking that question.
Yeah. Right.
So like, but that was the issue was that, and I just.
Can you have your brother call me? We got some talking to do.
Yeah. No, he
should go on their podcast.
He should. That'd be fucking really interesting.
Bring him on.
I don't want to sell him down the river though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know, but
my girlfriend has told me part of the reason why she's attracted to me is that I have had a good amount of sexual partners.
As we heard.
It's sexy. Did I tell you that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It is sexy.
I guess so, yeah. She means like, ooh, it means like you know what you're doing.
It's true, too.
Would you guys ever have sex in public? Like with other people watching?
Oh.
I wouldn't, no.
No.
Yeah.
Probably not, no. Because that's strange.
Yeah.
To you. But if you go into like a bathroom or something in public with that, like the thing that's
clandestine thing.
Yeah, the thing that makes that like really like hot is that you might get caught. But if it's just like, oh, people are going to be watching and we're going to bang, it's not. There's no thrill there. It's just like it's like a stage play. And you're trying to make it look as good or whatever.
Well, some people get really turned on by that, being like,
really?
Look at this. You're into this.
You're into that. Oh, okay.
My mother
I'm interested in that.
What's her hand for those not watching?
We should play the game Never Have I Ever. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. Like we were in Washington, D.C. and we're in a hotel room and it's next door to the Treasury building. I was like, let's have sex with the windows open or with the draperies open. And my boyfriend's like, no, are you crazy? It's the Treasury building. Who knows what's going to go on in that building?
Sure.
But I thought it was hot, like to kind of like
for people to
do
just
something
like
naughty like that.
Yeah, for people to like spectate on it and be like, oh, cool. Did anyone park up and like whip out a chair and just start watching?
I personally don't think anybody saw it, and I don't even think we did it because my boyfriend got all paranoid about the whole thing. But he's such a downer sometimes. No, just kidding.
No, I mean I understand that. That makes sense. Yeah, to want to do it. There.
So, Cam, would you be down to fucking public?
No.
Yeah.
I think I would. Yeah. Alone is like hard enough. Like, to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had sex in a bathroom. I want to have sex in a disgusting bathroom.
Yeah, you should.
By the way, you can go in your own bathroom here.
Easy now. Okay, it's my cat's fault.
Oh, okay.
Dude, go to like a McDonald's in like Bakersfield or some shit. You know?
might get some diseases. What about a Mile High Club?
Oh, never done it. Wouldn't know.
Have you done it?
Partially.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm winning this Never Have I Ever game.
Yeah, you are.
This is not good.
That's a new boundary that we have not crossed before that we just crossed on this podcast.
What, the Mile High Club?
Yeah, I guess that's never come up and I never knew that. And
what does partially mean?
Well, I'm not getting into details on this.
Good.
We got to keep that boundary there.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I got you.
I don't know how you sneak into a bathroom without. I guess people will see you sneak into the bathroom.
I'm always worried that people will think that we're terrorists. That's my fear.
What are they doing in there for so long?
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
climate to do this right now, to do the Mile High Club thing for me. I'm just like, it's too much. It's not right, you know.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's my fear. That's why I've never done it. I mean, it sounds rad, I guess, it being in a small bathroom and awkwardly banging, but it's, I don't know.
Then you're taking an emergency landing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a
TSA.
massive amount of turbulence. You're
Yeah.
What do you? All right. I heard Lee talking about this on his podcast recently. He said one of his friends, he's like, dude, I had sex for an hour. And he's like, way too long. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
How long should people have sex for? I'm thinking like 12 to 20 minutes.
Are you talking
Or
about
up to 20 minutes.
actual intercourse penetration?
Intercourse, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I think that's another misnomer for men. They think, women just like to be banged for 45 minutes. No, we
Right.
don't. No.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how uncomfortable that would be if you went to porn star?
Yeah.
And even then, they take breaks and stuff, and they have fillers and fluffers or whatever goes on over
right.
there. Yeah. No, I think it's overrated.
Gotcha.
Length.
Length.
In both male penis size and, I don't know why I said male penis size, but in both penis size and like length of duration.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Too much porn.
Do you have an approximate minute?
I do not. I don't use a stopwatch.
Like a marathon.
But I mean, it really okay, first of all, that too you can stop and go and do all kinds of stuff, or,
Yeah.
you know, so, and also depends on what your definition of sex is. It just, you know, is it giving blowjobs? Is it doing
Yeah.
69?
Right.
It could be a lot of different stuff going on there.
Good point. You're well educated in this. Good for you. Now, it's a common belief that girls have more difficulty having an orgasm than guys, which I haven't experienced myself. No, but I feel like,
Jenny was telling me, dude, I saw Jenny's audition tape. She's a great actress.
what the fuck?
I'm kidding.
It's my girlfriend.
Go ahead.
But I feel like that would make sense because dudes were designed to just jizz. It's like why we're here, to drop seeds.
Sure.
Girls aren't really, they don't have to orgasm to get pregnant. Do you think that girls do have more trouble having orgasms? And if so, why?
I think you were absolutely right, by the way, about back in the caveman time, the idea is to like grab a girl and just fuck her really quickly before some, you know, predator comes.
Right.
Like a cougar
You know,
gets her.
before
Like an actual one.
And a real cougar,
Yeah, regal.
or
yeah.
another caveman.
Yeah.
So, you know, the idea is to come really fast and go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's from the back in the old caveman, Clan of the Caveman days. Anyway, but now, so I think, and again, porn is come fast. So that also can make you think, oh, this is what I got to do. Women don't necessarily want that 45-minute banging session, but women also typically don't come through penetration. They come through clitoral stimulation. So if your clit is not stimulated, you aren't going to come.
Right.
So,
Which doesn't happen with penetration.
well, you can depending on the angle,
Yeah.
or if you're using a vibrator when you're having sex. But most orgasms for women are not going to come just from penetration. So, that being said, it's not that difficult for a woman to have an orgasm, but it is going to take an average. They say it could be average from 20 to 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, but there's a lot of women that are really fast comers.
Oh,
and there's
yeah,
ones
right.
that take a longer time. So
Some girls are like the game Operation where you go like that and you
Yeah.
touch the sides and it goes zzz.
Yeah.
Like that's what there was one girl like 2 years ago that was like that and I was like, I'm not this good. You know what I mean?
This is you. This is not me.
Yeah, this is all you. You got a hypersensitive
Right.
thing.
But it's also mental, especially
yeah.
for women. It's like 90% mental. So
Well,
she
no, I think for men too.
Men too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man can get told. I mean, and
You get
women,
thrown off.
I think what people don't realize is that it's so not necessarily about penetration. It's like all about the desire that you create and like the mindset you get into with this person.
and a good massage goes a long way.
Good vaginal massage?
No, I mean, no, I don't mean that too.
You mean like pussy, right?
You mean massaging the puss?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. No, I never understood this either when I was with my husband for all these years. Like a 5-minute, 10-minute massage, I'm ready to do it. It just like relaxes you. It stimulates all the blood flow down there and everything. That's the way to go. But if you're just going right down for the gusto, there, it's going to take you a while.
Yeah. Foreplay, fellas, listening.
Foreplay 101, very important for orgasms.
Shoulder, leg, thigh massage. Then you slip it right into the vag.
Oh my God.
Sex ed teacher. This is a great.
I'm making it sound like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Slip it right into the vag. Just give her a good old jackhammer, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I remember when I first started having sex, I thought like banging super fast was like the way to go. It's like as fast as I could, pounding. I quickly learned that was not what girls want.
Yeah. Well, I've also had the opposite where a girl's like, okay, let's go really fast now. And I'm like, we go real fast now. This is going to be over real quick.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any tips for all the young men out there who are premature ejaculating? Brandon, this is for you.
I think that 21-day masturbation challenge is worth trying out.
Yeah.
What about the implement?
I don't know, but I've dabbled with a bunch of shit.
Well, there are
there are like vibrators and
there's topical stuff that anesthetizes the dick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the numbing cream that you put on.
But Promescent, if you mention code MOM, I think you get a discount.
Yeah, sweet. It's true. Not necessarily like the best solution because you'll need it every fucking time to like just numb your dick out.
Like Novocaine for your cock.
Right.
Nice.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And some of the ones that are over the counter, like that you get at Walgreens and stuff, numb the girl too. So you don't want that happening. Then it's going to take her like an hour to come minimally. And that
so
sucks.
Promescent's, if you're going to go lidocaine, that's probably the best.
Promescent's good because it goes like underneath and you can even take a shower and then it doesn't affect the partner and all that kind of stuff.
Then there's like vibrators for men that you can, there's a thing called smiling dick.
Ooh.
That
sounds like a condition.
Smilingdick.com. It allows you to
mention code MOM again.
Yeah, you can like jerk off with this thing, practice like that 21-day masturbation challenge, and it's supposed to like desensitize a little bit.
My boyfriend claims it works.
Okay.
So
smiling cock.
So it's like
SmilingDick.com. Mention code MOM, you get another
although
discount.
I'm not sure that's the best solution either because you're desensitizing your dick. So I don't know if that's exactly what you want to do either. So it might just be, it kind of is person to person. It might be a mental thing, like you might want to get psychotherapy and figure it out.
Or it could be that you just are with a new person, it's very exciting, and then as you develop a relationship, then you're like
part of the course.
This has been the case for me,
Yeah.
It's quick at first, and then I can figure it out. Yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
What's the worst sex you've ever had?
Oh boy.
You too, Cam.
Well, I mean, like, you want us to describe it? Like, what made it bad?
Whatever you want.
Go ahead.
I've had sex with a girl that I just wasn't really attracted to.
Yeah.
Just like kind of like she came over and I was like, all right, she really wanted to do it. I wasn't that attracted to her. I remember during it, I even like made a face. She didn't see it. Just like I like rolled my eyes. So that would have been hurtful for her to see, but I was just like, all right, let's do this. Let's fucking get this over with.
Jesus Christ.
But there's never anything been like crazy, terrible, like a girl like puking on
Yeah.
me. Nothing gross, really. I need to have more gross sexual encounters. Brandon, let's bang after this.
Sure. I'll slap you with my cock and then shit in your face.
That would qualify, I think.
It would. And same with me. It's just kind of been like, maybe the first time, but it was more just the first time was kind of boring, I guess. And it was so weird because I had no point of reference, but I knew that the sex wasn't good. I just knew. I was like, this doesn't feel fun. It felt like we were two Catholic kids and like we'd never had sex before, and like this is our first time doing it. And I don't know. I guess that was it. Yeah, but
that was your virginity?
Yeah, that was my virginity. Yeah.
So neither of you had any clue what you were doing.
No. She was older than me. She was like 26, and she.
And how old were you?
I was 21.
Little cougar thing there.
A little bit, yeah, I guess. But I was just like, I mean, I wasn't really great at it, and she wasn't either. And it was just kind of like, okay, why are we doing this? Other than to help me out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's never a good feeling when you're like, I know you're just doing this to help me right now.
Pity fuck.
This is a pity fuck.
Oh, I don't think it was a pity fuck as much as it turned into all right, let's get this, like, let's finish this up quick. in the middle of it. It started like, ooh, super attracted to each other. And then in the middle of it, it was like, we should just watch television. Yeah, like that's really what it turned into.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
How about you guys? And we're almost an hour in.
Yeah.
This flew by. This is the most alive I've ever seen Brandon during a podcast.
Oh, I love this. Talking about sex is one of my favorite things.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, really.
We got to do this again.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we missed you the first time around.
Yeah. He's filming a short, shooting a film, whatever.
Short porno.
Well,
Yeah.
you're still invited if you'd like to come chat more.
I'd be delighted. But anyways, you guys.
Yes.
Worst sexual encounter.
So mine, it was the best sex, but the worst outcome. Like the following week or two.
You got
actually.
chlamydia.
Is this when you called me and said you were in the hospital?
Yes.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
I had not had sex in several months prior to this one night stand.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we got to make the most of this situation. And I just kept coming like for over the course of several hours.
What do you mean? What?
And at the end, I must have gone like 7 or 8 times. And it was shooting blanks by the end of it. And that you shouldn't do that.
Right.
I learned. I didn't know this.
Wait, I don't understand. Was this involuntary coming, or was this like you came and then you just kept doing it?
Most of my coming is involuntary. It's not like, oh, let's go. But
I would imagine that once you come once, you're kind of like set for a few hours.
no, when you're really horny, you can go for a long time. This is when I was younger. So, I probably couldn't do this now.
Yeah.
But anyway, as a result, I felt like a shooting. I went to the bathroom afterwards, and I was like kind of delirious. I tried to piss, and like my dick was burning, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is not good." I didn't know STDs can pass that fast.
Yeah.
and then I looked at my mouth, and it's like completely black.
Oh.
And I was like, what happened tonight? This is a terrible situation. And then, like, over the course of the week, I got tested, like, once for STDs, once for UTIs, nothing, and came back nothing. But then it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, I just started pissing. Like, a week later, I was pissing out blood in discharge. And I was like, all right, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Holy shit.
So then I went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, okay, take this test. It's an STD test. She gave me the wrong instructions, though, and I ended up taking a UTI test. So she came back into the office, and she was like, all right, so it's looking like you don't have STDs, but just in case, you should call your lovers and tell them to get tested. And I was like, well, then what is causing the blood? And she's like, well, what causes this specific inflammation is like chlamydia, gonorrhea.
That's all he wants to hear.
Or trauma.
Yeah.
And she's like, have you done anything to traumatize your balls? And I was like, bad bike accident. Like, I did not want to admit that I had sex like 8 times, and I don't know, I was ashamed about it. So she had me call all these girls to tell them they probably don't have STDs, but they should get tested because I have a weird ball thing going on.
Yeah.
So I had to call this girl at the one night stand who broke them, and that was weird. And she was like, "Did I do that? Did I?" And I was like, "Yeah, we did it together."
And then we had her on our podcast.
Yeah, then we had her
10
on the
years
podcast.
later, she came on our podcast.
and she's still trying to.
So she's still trying to smash?
Yeah, she's still
Literally?
trying to smash after she literally smashed my balls.
Are you like not willing to do that because
That's
you're
a
scared?
safety hazard now. That's a fucking safety hazard. You can't do that.
Caution tape on his dick.
Yeah.
So what did happen? Your balls ruptured?
So it was called epididymitis. And you just
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just inflammation of the epididymis, which is a part of the testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also
take antibiotics.
You can also get testicle torsion, which I thought I had last week.
Last week?
Oh, yeah.
I thought I had that last week, yeah. And I went to the doctor because it was literally, it hurt so bad. And then I went to the doctor, and I thought I was going to lose my nut. Like, I was literally like, because I looked up what testicle torsion looks like, and I was like, oh, I think I got that. Oh, and they literally ultrasounded my balls like they were like a woman's stomach. And I made a joke about, oh, how are the twins looking there? She didn't laugh. And she deduced that it was nothing. And then it was so funny. As soon as the thing, she was in the midst of that, the pain went away.
Whoa.
And she was like, I don't know what caused that, but you don't have it. But the fear of testicle torsion was so immense
terrible.
that I almost passed out thinking that I was going to lose a nut.
Yeah.
Does that mean-
Anxiety provoking.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Totally.
Is that when your balls get tangled?
It's when
Yes.
the cord gets tangled somehow,
All right.
either during vigorous. I don't know what would cause it, but
Right.
it doesn't happen very often. It's like rare, but it does. And guys like have to get surgery right away for it.
Was
And
this
it's-
after a sexual encounter?
No, this was after I filmed the thing. It was for this fucking stupid Instagram thing where I was miming jerking off. And like, but I wasn't actually jerking off, but it was like under the pants, and I was just doing it really vigorously. And I had to do it. We were doing it in public, and it was the anxiety of doing that. And it was not just me; it was like 5 other guys. And the whole joke was that women have vanished from the earth, and that now, like, what do guys do? All of society goes to shit, and guys just jerk off all day.
But you weren't jerking off.
We weren't jerking off, but it was the motion of.
And you're kind of probably like smashing your balls a little bit.
I think maybe.
Did you hit him?
Yeah.
I don't remember hitting them, and that's the thing. I feel like I'm back at the doctor's office. I
What
don't.
exactly happened?
I have
You're
no clue.
explaining this to the doctor. You know, we're making a sketch. We
was-
were all jerking off in the street.
Dude, it was the
we
weirdest
really
day of
didn't
my
jerk
life.
off.
Yeah, and I
It
also
was
had
a
to.
mental jerk off.
Yeah, and I also had to tell him too. He was like, "Okay, is that it? Is that the only thing that could be caused by it?" I was like, "Well." Like 2 hours before that, like I had sex and I didn't. I think I got blue balls also. And he was like, "You live an interesting life." And but yeah, no, testicle torsion was terrifying, and
yeah.
it's kind of the same as what's it called?
Epididymitis.
Epididymitis, yeah.
I've had anxiety about testicular torsion as well.
If you go hard, then
Yeah.
People get anxious around their private parts.
oh yeah.
Smashing too many people in the back seat of the car. You also smash your balls together sometimes like that.
Oh, shit.
Testicular torsion.
It's
Jesus
terrifying.
God.
Christ.
I made
Causing
that up.
more sexual
Yeah.
fear. But another question. We'll this will be the last one, I guess. But do you have any advice for girls, like who are maybe first venturing out into being sexually active?
Yes.
What?
Communicate.
Ooh. Okay.
No, really.
What are they supposed to communicate?
What they want. Don't expect the guy to be a mind reader.
Yeah.
And what
First,
they don't
I
want.
would say first,
Thank you.
for young women, know your own body, masturbate in front of a mirror, figure out what makes you come, learn it, know your body really well, and then when you go and you're with a guy, make sure that you communicate to him what you like, and don't accept anything other than that, and do not fake an orgasm. And
Do not fake an orgasm. That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah. You have to make them work for it.
Well, if you fake an orgasm, it's like training your dog to pee on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
You're training your partner that this is how you come, and it clearly is not if you have
Yeah.
to fake it. And then
Right.
he's going to do it again. Oh, she really likes when I rub her head 5 times, you know? And then she comes. And then next time he's hitting you on the head, and you're wondering, well, why is he
Right.
coming? Why does he think I'm going to come this way? So anyway, it's all about communication. Sex is all about communication.
I like that communication. 'Cause a lot of girls don't communicate at all. And I'll have to I have been like, do you like this? Does this feel good? Which isn't always the sexiest thing.
I had a guy like that. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? You're annoying the shit out of me. Shut the fuck up.
Focus testing.
Back to what you were talking about, miming. So Cam also mimed on Silicon Valley. He was the mime on, I don't know if you remember this, on the refrigerators. He was the mime who did the blowjob miming.
Okay.
So you're not the only one who can mime
Really?
sexual
that
experience.
is a little 15 seconds of fame I had
Were you
on the TV show.
mimed a blowjob?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, my mother is very proud of me.
I'm proud of that, and that he was a human fountain
All
on
right,
America's
what is
Got
this, a
Talent.
fucking- what-
You
what's
know,
going
he's got
on?
all these special little.
Your mom's proud of you.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud.
That's enough of that.
Of pride? It's enough of parental pride?
Well, she doesn't
you
do
lucky
shit.
bastard. Some people don't get that shit at all. Fucking Rye
Exactly.
probably doesn't. Do you get that?
What, pride?
Yeah, from your parents.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Pride, but also concern.
But he also said, sure.
Concern.
You're getting your mom right now and being, I'm so proud of you,
I'm so
son.
proud. You
you're
mimed
sweet.
a blowjob. You spit in someone else's mouth.
There you go.
On national TV, international TV.
Yeah. Most mothers would be ashamed of that, but she's proud.
You're
so
right.
you have to
Proud.
consider
You're
that.
true. Yeah, you're
So-
right.
Well, that's great.
Well, that's great.
That just about does it, though. How do you guys feel about this?
I think it's very
Feeling
nice.
good?
I'm so happy I did it.
You guys are great guests.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for having us on.
Thank
And
you. This
your
has been fun.
podcast is called Sex Talk with My Mom.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
iTunes, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Spotify, iTunes. We are on. The only time we're Sex Talk with My Mom on all social media except for Twitter, which we're Sex Talk Podcast.
Yes.
Okay,
We
cool.
put out some fun videos on Instagram too.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. And I'll put all your links in the bio of this episode.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. I'm glad you could finally make it in. Our schedules have been a little cray.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
so happy to be here.
This is fun.
And now I'm super horny. And once you guys leave, I'm going to jerk off.
Thanks. with your pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With Ralph.
With Ralph. Please don't jerk off on Ralph.
I won't.
That's
All
a
right.
good ending note, huh?
Well, we usually-
all right, so...
We usually end this by saying, I'm sorry, Dad, because that's the podcast you're on. So I'll go first. I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Boom.